Welcome back, besties, to the FanTEAsy Podcast, where two besties spill all the delicious tea on the books we read. I'm Callie, and my bestie is obviously Montana, and we are so very excited to be joining the revolution. Please, if you haven't done so already, go check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and now on Patreon. Leave a review, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you are up to date on all the newest happenings.
We are so excited to be continuing our deep dive into the Empyrean series, working our way through Iron Flame. We are breaking this down roughly-ish 4 chapters at a time. We're diving into dragons, world building, signets, fan theories, and so much more. So please take note and prepare to join the revolution.
Remember, this podcast is a full deep dive, and we will be covering both Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, all of the Empyrean series. If you have not done so, please make sure you have read both books. We don't want to spoil any of the fun for you.
Just remember that the Empyrean series is full of mature content. Along with Callie and I being adults, we are talking about some more triggering things for some people: violence, murder, weapons, torture, muck duck, all of the things. We are also adults. We swear a lot. We have very loud opinions about things, and they might not be very nice sometimes. So we are rating this episode rated R.
And with that, are you ready to join the revolution? Yes!
Boom.
I actually really wanted to just say, because I know this is like where we would go into like eras, but I wanted to be like, in Montana, what's your favorite kind of cheese?
Mine's Gouda.
Mine's Gouda. After talking with Maddie yesterday, she's the man is on the brain. On the brain. Yes, please.
Literally on the brain.
But honestly, like, what era are you in?
I'm in Reputation today. I'm just feeling it. What era are you in?
I'm in a very folklore era.
Oh.
Yeah. It is raining, and I don't want to do anything but snuggle up and blast Taylor Swift and just read. Vibe. It's a vibe.
I'm super jealous about the rain. It's nice here, but it is still sunny. I wish we had rain. But you know what?
Rainy.
Before we get too down this rabbit hole, what is our chapter monologue?
It's short and sweet today. Chapter 13. Things are heating up in this electrifying chapter. Violet experiences near burnout at the hands of Major Vomit and Professor Cringe. But her flame hasn't gone out yet, and she has a war to win. And Sloane to look after. Later, we see Sloane barely surviving the sparring mat. Truthfully, I could probably fight better than her, but it's besides the point. When the entire gang heads to their next class, Ghostface jumps out and captures them all. Just kidding. Chapter 14. Now in the middle of the forest and not a damn clue where to go next, the gang starts with their first task of RSC. I like to think of this as, the Hunger Games. Through some horrible communication and, of course, the most ruthless dragon, somehow they managed to survive this entire shit show. Chapter 15. Honestly, I blinked and this chapter was over. Chapter 16. Secrets, fables, missing texts. Oh my! Violet and Jacinia tried to uncover some truths about the archives while Sloane fucks around and finds out. Boom! Truly, she owes her life to Violet, but we'll get into that later. What we really need is Xaden, and we are all biting our nails to see what transpires next.
I can't pick a favorite part. You say Professor Cringe, I'm like, okay, that's going to be the highlight of this.
Professor Cringe. He needed a name.
He did. And then you had to throw in the good old zaddy Ghostface.
Ghostface. Okay, but it's spooky season.
Callie knows. My love for Ghostface right now. So that was perfect. And then the whole chapter 15.
I don't know what to write, honestly. Like, that chapter was like 3 pages. So honestly, I blinked and it was over. It's good enough.
That was beautiful. The
I think
monologue
I'm
has to be my
crying.
favorite part, not knowing going into it.
I think it's the best. And it's just fun to fuck around and literally have you find out what it's gonna be.
I'm here for
Oh.
it. What's our chapter 13 summary?
Chapter 13. We are back as Violet and Tarn head back to Basquiat from Samara. As they approach the college ground, Tarn lets Violet know they have some guests waiting for them on the practice grounds. Unfortunately, it's nobody pleasant, because it's Barish and Carr, and they are in the mood for punishment. After nearly 50 lightning strikes ordered by Barish, Violet is fighting for her life, all because she refuses to subject Andarna to any kind of experiments Barish could come up with. Tarn scoops her up and takes her to the nearest river to attempt to cool her off. There, her friends find her and take her safely back to the dorms. Later on, we see Sloane back in the sparring gym, and, well, let's just say she still hasn't gotten any better at fighting. Then, when Violet, Ree, Riddick, and Sawyer were heading to the class, something unexpected happens. Dun dun dun! I can't. I just have to go back to Professor Cringe.
Professor Cringe. And
Major
it's hard
vomit,
because it's
Professor
like,
Cringe.
you know, he was like the scary one in Fourth Wing, but now like compared to Varish, we're just like,
He's nothing.
okay,
I
yeah.
know.
It's like, oh, sure. So our excerpt says, though the chain of command may be consulted, the final say in any academic punishment or repercussion lies with the Commandant's office. Article 5, Section 7, the Dragon Riders Codex. Why?
Why?
Just why?
That's
my only question.
I don't need any form of punishment. Like, they're going through enough shit. There should be no punishment. Their punishment is like trying not to die.
Well, literally.
Honestly.
And it's like the reason she's getting punished in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so dumb.
Like
Protect
he's on a
Andarna
power
at all
trip.
costs. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's gross. Super cringe. Both of them.
Can't stand him.
No. I couldn't imagine what she's like feeling though. Like, you're getting back from this, semi good trip. You finally get to see Zayden again. You're getting back, and then the worst news possible is, oh yeah, Varish is waiting for us. No, last person I want to see. Last person I want to see. And then on top of that, he's just pissed the fuck off and is like, you don't want to bring your dragon? Okay, let's go. Here's your punishment. Ew, gross. Can I pull the mom card? No, I'm not doing this. Go talk to my mother.
Go talk to my mother. My mom didn't give me permission. Sorry.
My mom said I have to go to bed.
So I know we've talked about this before, but while Varish has Violet up on this mountain alongside Carr, just doing lightning strike after lightning strike after lightning strike, pushing her to a near burnout, again, Tarn is making all these threats, but like, when is enough enough?
Literally.
Why are you still like, anyone else, it would have been over with. He would have snatched him up and been done. So like, why not Varish? What is the deal where he is just not doing anything about it? He's literally watching her almost die.
It just has to be something it has to be something within the Empyrean that we don't know about. There's some kind of power line there, and he just can't interfere. But again, and we know too that Tarn has kept previous secrets. So like, what else are you not telling our sweet Violet?
He snaps at the necks of Bjorgen and Solus, and you're just like, okay, you're threatening them. So why are you not doing more?
I don't know.
Why can you threaten the dragons but not the human?
I don't know. Just the whole one, there has to be some kind of hierarchy. Well, there is for sure in the Empyrean, but to what extent, considering Tarn is like one of, if not the most powerful dragon? So I just am failing to see how.
Yeah.
And then to that same extent, you're snapping at these dragons, but why are we not just ending the human and that dragon can deal with the repercussions of, finding another rider or so whatever it be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like, why you already took one of Solus's eyes? Why
Mm-hmm.
not just take his other one and then snap his neck and then they both die? Win, win, win.
Win, win, win. Thank you, Michael
Michael Scott
Scott. Win, win,
wins.
win. Win, win, win. I know. I don't know.
And it just, this whole chapter or this whole section, like, we hate Varish. We hate him so much. Professor Carr's like, hey, like, she's going to die. She's going to burn
Yeah.
out if you keep doing this. And she's like, oh, she can take it fine.
I thought it
Excuse
was
you.
interesting because he's threatening her, like, oh, you're going to go to the brig if you don't do this. And she
Mhm.
literally is like, I would rather bring down 1,000 lightning strikes than spend one night locked in a cage at Varish's mercy.
It's terrifying.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
Thank you,
Nope.
Rebecca, for
That is so
stabbing us
terrifying.
with that real quick before later events. Like, and fuck that guy. Fuck
Honestly,
that guy.
you know what though? Violet's little retort, because she is so determined to, save everything that is Andarna, and she says,
Mm-hmm.
humans do not command dragons, and that includes you. And she just keeps up with the lightning. You're like, okay, like, save your baby, but like, that
she's
sucks.
she's really trying. I think it was heartbreaking as it progressed, and she's on the edge of burnout, and then we see Andarna wake, and the heartbreak, just the heartbreak of no, no, no. Like, she's doing this for you, not to you. Like, you need to be in your dreamless sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Well, and the fact that, they're still asking her to keep going, and Tarn is shouting at the other dragons. He's like, oh, no, 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 no. She's
Yeah.
fucking done. I said
Yep.
she's done. I'm like, okay, but it took you this long to get there? Again, like, why are you not doing more for her?
Do more. Can you please just take them out, end this whole misery? We can all go about our day. You can go see Sigale. She can see Zayden. Life would be
Happy
happy.
go lucky.
I mean, honestly, Barish is the villain here. If you end the villain, the book is over. We're done. Moving on.
But we have other villains,
I
so
know.
end this villain.
End this one quickly, please, because man, if he doesn't piss me off,
I do
major
like what
vomit.
Professor Carr says, though. He says, if she dies, you will summon the wrath of not only General Sorengel, but General Melgren. Her signet is the
Mm-hmm.
weapons generals dream of in this war. Like, okay, that's the only reason Melgren gives a shit. But also, if that's not enough to encourage a degree of caution, Vice Commandant, like, really throwing his title out there, then
Mm-hmm.
remember, her death will cost you two of the most powerful dragons on the continent and Lieutenant Ryerson's irreplaceable ability to wield shadows. Like, I think that even though he's seeing them as their signets, as their power,
Mm-hmm.
he also has to put it that way to make a point, because if he just spoke to them as like humans, it would have never gotten through to Varish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't
I
even really get through to him. Like,
no. I mean, he's still just like, oh yeah, that pesky mating bond. Like, ew,
yeah.
gross. Like, so far beyond that, you're threatening so much power of what is to be for
Mm.
all of Navarre, and you're supposed to be the vice commandant that's supposed to be in this position of protecting that, and you're doing everything the opposite. Make it make sense. Dirty government.
It doesn't, honestly, though. And that one last lightning strike, it's like he knows. He's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, just one more.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't let go. It's literally on the verge of killing her.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, ugh. This is when Carr is like, oh, you're not the scary professor, because not only is he sticking up for her and like making a point, but he's like, telling Tarn, like, you need to get her food, you need to get her an ice pack, we need to cool her down
Yeah,
ASAP or she's going to die. Well, not Tarn. He
definitely.
tells Violet to tell Tarn.
Yeah. I think it's just so impactful that, yeah, I mean, we sit here and talk about how cool it would be to be a lightning wielder, but like her bones
Mm-hmm.
are like little embers right now. Like she's physically burning from the inside out. And they're just like, yeah, one more. Casual. Bitch, no. Let
I
me go
know.
quick dunk her in this river. Tarn is like drowning her, waterboarding her in this water just to try and save her. And she's like, oh my God. Like, then on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, you're feeling the pain of cooling off so quickly that now she's just like
Yep.
in immense pain. Like, ugh, ugh.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. How it's like you have the extreme contrast of being burning
Mm-hmm.
up to freezing cold. There's no middle ground. There's no like slow,
Mm-hmm.
meat there. It is just like one to the other, and it's so painful. And so, of course, he calls for help, and we've got Imogen, we've got Bodhi, we've got Aya, and they are livid. They're like, he really fucking did this to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes me so sad. Bodhi's like, it's never gonna happen again. And we're like, but Bodhi, you have no control over that.
Right. Well, and I think like we're talking about like she's burning from the inside out, but for them to physically see it on her, like her
Yeah.
entire body is bright red, like a literal sunburn. They're
Mm-hmm.
all like, I think if there wasn't that visual, they wouldn't also like, not that they wouldn't realize the pain she's in, but it just like really
Yeah.
brings it to light for them of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, again, this is a person in power that you're trusting to like teach you and guide you to be a good writer and fight for your
Yeah.
country. And he's out here torturing her.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh my God, what the fuck? Wait a second.
I just, and they have every right to be so mad. Tarn says, tell the humans I will handle the dragon matters. He's livid. But also, why didn't you step in? I'm still stuck on that. Like, why did you not fucking step in sooner? But yeah, go talk to those bitch ass dragons and be like, do you not know who I am? I am Tarnanak of the blah blah blahs, the blah blah blahs. I will skin you and roast you over a fire of my own flame.
Blah, 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 blah. I can't get past that. Oh my God. I'm dying. Oh. I thought
You're
it was
welcome.
interesting. Yeah, thank you. In this little tidbit, it's totally unrelated to her, like, casually dying. It says she's like, laying on the ground dying.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're at this point, walking back, and it says, at least after a minute, I find the strength to hold the blanket myself. At least my muscles are working again. Longing rips through me as I stare up at the tree, its wide trunk, which I know bears the scar from 2 knife marks. And I'm like, okay. And then in this moment too, you have this like full circle of where she started and this immense journey she's been on and the power
Yep.
that she holds. Like she's literally wielding lightning. And I think in this moment, she's just like having that reassurance of like, okay, I did it. I survived me almost burning out. I can control this. I can do this. And
Mm-hmm.
also, where's Zaddy?
Back before she even had lightning, and all she knew how to throw daggers, and she's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh well, that was a year ago, and now I want Zayden. I'm not worried he's gonna kill me. I just want him.
I want
She's
him.
telling Bodhi she misses him. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know we all miss him. It's been too long without him, and it's only been a few pages for us.
I know. Can we get him back? Thank you.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, and then to kind of end out this little bit of the chapter, it says, if Indarna doesn't show up in the next formation, Varish's second punishment might just kill me. And I'm like, but no, because Indarna and all the other
Can
hatchlings that are in the Vale, like
him.
they have to stay and be safe. And it's our job as the humans, as the writers, to protect them from being subjected to
Evil.
evil experiments that have no purpose. Like, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
She's not
He's
grown.
just trying to
She
prove that he's
needs
a big
to.
man.
Oh, yeah. big dick energy, but it's actually little man syndrome.
Yeah. He's not exuding the energy that he wants to exude.
No, he's ucky. Ucky, we don't like it.
And then we have a page break. And we are now with Imogen. And, well, we were just with Imogen, but we're again with Imogen and Sloane. And everyone is sparring because Ree got them some extra time.
Sparring's not the same anymore without Zayden. I don't even like it. I don't even care. Not at all. Like, pin my arms down. I don't need this. I don't need this, Jacek. I don't need him. I don't need any of these people.
And back to you saying you're a better fighter than Sloane.
Facts, probably. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with it.
We would like
She's doing a
to
terrible
think
job.
so.
Yeah,
She
she's
is.
doing terrible. I could manage slightly better,
It's
I would
like,
think.
you would think that she would start to improve with all this extra training that she's not taking use of
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And she's just not. She sucks. And we're like, fuck. Liam needs you alive, ma'am.
I promise,
Stay alive.
Liam.
Get better.
Yeah, just like fucking try. If Violet can do it, Jesus Christ, you could do it.
For real. Do you have EDS? No.
No, I don't think so. You're just lazy. Let's go.
What's your excuse? Your excuse is dead brother. That's not an excuse.
Oh.
Should be your motivation. Boom.
Oh, that one hurts though. Dead brother.
I'm still not okay about that one.
No, not really ever going to recover from that. Yep. Thank you, Rebecca. Fucking ruining the rest of my life.
Okay, Rebecca, throwing in this information about Jacek, like Neville, someone, Jacek.
Yeah.
Well, we're learning that that's the younger brother of the rider they saw being carried off who was screaming. And you're like, oh, homeboy was killed.
Oh,
For
shit.
asking for a book.
Uh-huh.
Just a book.
It's heartbreaking because I know Violet is just like, I need answers. I need to know what the book was. And Jasenia is like,
Yep.
I did that? Oh my God. Like, I'm a scribe. I'm not out here trying to kill anybody. I did that? Feels so terrible. Oh, it just hurt my heart.
It's so sad. And yeah, Imogen's like, you better be careful around your little robed friends. Like, yes,
Bitch.
but no. Like, it's not like she's just going and blabbing the truth to every single scribe she sees.
Well, and it's Jasenia.
Yeah.
That's
I get it.
homegirl.
Imogen doesn't know Jasenia.
Yeah.
So I get it, but still sucks.
But also, Imogen, you were keeping fucking shady secrets too. So what happens between Violet and Jasenia is none of your business, quite frankly.
Just makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Violet just casually is like, lets it slip that she knows that Sloane is going to be challenged on Monday. And Imogen's like, I'm sorry, what?
Say that again.
You know what and how?
Say it again. Mm-hmm.
Interesting, but okay, sure, go off, sis. But it's
Imogen,
so funny to me that... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say Imogen's little retort, because they're obviously having like a petty little cat fight. And she's like, you're not going to ask about the book I shouldn't have? And Imogen is just like, no, I, unlike some people, don't feel the need to know everything someone else deems private. Bitch, do not bring Zayden in this. That is a whole different story, and he should tell us everything. Bitch, we need all of Zayden's POV right now.
Yeah, well, you're not sleeping with me.
Yeah.
You wish you were my type. I'm phenomenal in bed. Okay, Imogen. The ego does not need to be checked. she is out here flaunting what she's got, and we love it. She is just, she's so violent. I love it.
The attitude matches the pink hair, and we're here for it.
Mm-hmm. It's just so great. And Sloane is just getting her ass kicked over and over and over. And you're like, wow, Sloane, get it together.
Get it together. Liam was the greatest in his year, and then there is you. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
You are a shit show. It's embarrassing to watch her fight, to say the least. Get it together.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yes.
I need you to watch Letterkenny now.
On it.
There's a hockey coach that whenever they like lose, he kicks the trash can. He's like, fucking embarrassing.
Okay.
So that's Sloane. She's fucking embarrassing us right now. Girl, get your shit together. And then poor, sweet baby Riddick.
Sweet?
Yes,
Oh my
Riddick
God,
is sweet. I love him
cracks
so
me
much.
up. He's so sassy.
He is sweet. He is sassy. He just walks up just to chat, and he's like, hey, Vi. And she's like, oh, fuck no, dagger to the throat.
It's not an assassin. It's just Riddick. Oh, okay.
Like, whoa.
Don't kill me, please.
She's just like, oh, sorry. He's like, for nearly dissecting my jugular? I knew you were fast, but damn.
Yeah. Watch out. I'm stealthy. Fucking ninja skills. Don't go ninjin. Nobody that don't need ninjin.
What?
I don't know. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. You know, I think it's interesting though that okay, this is funny. We constantly, when we're trying to like get back on topic, we always say, I think it's interesting. So I think it's interesting that we always say, I think it's interesting.
And is there also something that you think is interesting?
Yes, actually. At the moment it came out of my mouth, I was like, wow, we say that a lot.
Yeah,
but
we do.
It is interesting though, because, you know, they're kind of, the situation is digressing. Ree comes over. She's like, hey, like, everything good? Imogen's like, oh, yep, all good. You're doing a great job as squad leader, by the way. It was a good idea to get the first year's extra sparring time. Okay. Like, what? Did that just come out of your mouth? Are you okay?
The compliments. Thank you.
I know.
But since when are you two friends?
You know what? Like, Imogen, she's trying.
And they should be friends, like, honestly.
Really. They're so sassy. The
Same
sass
energy.
levels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My
and
two
Imogen
besties
is also
should be
a girl's girl.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And like, Ree's a girl's girl. Imogen's a girl's girl. Ree is such a girl's girl that she's helping Violet study for this test in physics they have coming up. But she's like, Violet, I thought you said you had it down. I would have helped you this morning. Like,
Oh my God.
just talk to me and we'll do it. I'm like, oh, those are the problems of your life. And I love that. You're just wanting to help her study and pass her classes.
Know. She's so naive at this point. And it's sad because I know Violet wants to tell her, but the protecting side of her, like, not going to happen. And sweet Ree is just, you're killing me. Kidnapped. Ghostface.
Kidnapped. Ghostface. Billy and Stu out here with the cha-cha. What's your favorite scary movie?
Cha-cha. No, you hang up.
So you got a boyfriend?
I don't. Yeah. I mean, if someone threw a bag over my head, I would, not freak the fuck out.
Would not
That's
like that.
That's when she needs to be flipping him over her shoulder, dagger to the throat. Come on, Violet.
Literally, like, We are.
You
This
had
is
the
not
cat-like
screaming, crying,
skills.
throwing up. This is. I am punching. I am kicking. I am struggling. I will not make it easy. But then they're unconscious because chloroform.
Immediately. But also being kidnapped by morally gray men. Chapter 14.
What is our chapter 14 summary?
Chapter 14. When Violet, Rhiannon, Riddick, and Sawyer wake, they find themselves in the middle of a forest. With the fairies. With little to no instruction and being paired up with some infantry members, Professor Grady sends them off to find their target and complete their first task of RSC. As they take off into the forest, they struggle to make a proper game plan, and when a few wrong turns lead them to an unexpected dragon, the whole squad is in trouble.
So our excerpt says, there is a natural distrust that must be overcome between infantry cadets and riders. This exists mainly because riders will never trust that infantry has the courage to hold the line when dragons arrive, and infantry will never trust that the dragons won't eat them. Major Offender's Guide to the Rider's Quadrant, Unauthorized Edition. It's so funny because so many of these excerpts, you're like, that's completely ass backwards compared to what we're reading and has nothing to do with what's going on in that moment. But these last two, it's like, oh, so relatable to this chapter.
Actually makes sense in this chapter. Yeah. Usually they're so misplaced that unless you have read and are re-looking at them. I remember reading this the first time and being like, what does that have anything to do with anything?
It's just so weird. Like, they're coming to, they're like, okay, these are infantry people that we've been taken by, so at least, like, we're not in real serious danger. We're learning it's an RSC exercise, but it's kind of funny because they're like, okay, it wasn't another assassination attempt, and Tarn says, it will be if we aren't back at Basquiat when Sigale arrives tomorrow.
Yep. Like, this can't possibly be more than a day's task, right? Right? Like, we're technically supposed to be in class and doing other things, but oh no.
Right.
Oh no. If you can't complete the task, it definitely takes longer.
Yeah, that they find out, and they're just like, okay, well, here, it's something a little different. Take a drink of water, and it's like, oh, this tastes gross. It's pungent, earthy, something bitterly floral. Oh, haha, it's really gonna fuck with you. You just trust
Really?
water given by someone you don't know.
After you'd just been kidnapped with a bag over your head? Like, did you not learn anything from your prep in RSC?
Girl rules
Torture,
101.
interrogation.
Don't drink something given to you by a stranger.
Oh my god, literally. They were mistaken because they weren't at the bar, so they were like, it's fine.
This applies everywhere, people, not just a bar.
It applies everywhere. Never take anything that you don't know where it came from. Ew, gross. And even at a bar, this is going on a whole tangent. Don't take drinks from strangers.
Ever.
Oh my god, I know.
Welcome to our TED Talk. Thank you for having life lessons with us.
Yes. Girl talk. For real. Just when they use because they're, like what is this? Like, what did we actually just drink? But when they're using, because how we would say, like, what on God's green earth did I just drink? What in Dune's name did we just drink? Just like Akatar. Cauldron, boil me.
I know. Or Mother Save Us.
Oh god. Lake calls to lake. That applies here. Like calls to like. Don't drink unknown drinks.
The amount of times that it was said in Silver Flames, but is also being said in House of Flame and Shadow.
Oh. It's my least favorite SJM line ever.
Every time I read it, I think of you because you just love it so much.
I've never cringed so hard.
But I mean, like, that's our girl talk, life lessons here. And this concoction that they just drank is smothering their bonds with their dragons, smothering their magic. Like, that's like getting roofied, but worse.
You cut me off from my dragon, I'm gonna throw a hissy fit. This is way worse than being roofied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what
So
happens
they're
after
cutting
you roofied. This is way worse.
exactly. That's a horrible joke.
That was.
Roofing is not a joke. This is a real world issue. We just have a bad
Take it with a grain of salt, okay? This is a podcast, not the news. Anywho.
So they get their instructions. You are having land navigation fun with two
Totally do it.
healers, a scribe, and 8 infantry cadets as well.
Mhm.
Figure it out. You've got a day. The other group's dragons are hunting you. So watch out. And go. Have fun. Don't die.
Uh-huh. I think I
It's
would
as clear as I could be.
I think the most stressful part, like land navigation, whatever, even if you're out there for 2 days, I could figure out how to make a fire, I could find some food, it'd be fine. When you throw in that our dragons are hunting them and their dragons are hunting us and some unbonded dragons, never mind. We survived threshing. Like, how did we get here to where we're being hunted by dragons again? We already did this, bitch. No.
Literally, like, why?
We already survived threshing.
I just know. And Professor Grady says, cadets rise. The infantry squad practically jumps to their feet, immediately standing at attention. I draw back slightly, surprised my first instinct, which is to tell the infantry captain to fuck off because I don't answer to her. No writer does. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Violet.
Get
okay.
it. Get it.
Get it,
But
get
but
it,
also,
get it.
where is your backbone when it comes to other people?
Yeah. Varish? Carr?
Professor Carr? Like, how all of a sudden you're like, nah, not this one. I'm not gonna listen to you. What?
It's because she's not a writer professor or
Yeah, but
commandant.
still, like, you have such a strong signet. And she even, like, mentioned it in the last chapter. Like, I'm not just a signet, I'm a person. You basically can't, you don't own me, you can't control me. Like, I am my own person, not just a weapon for your disposal. Bitch, then act like it. She really does piss me off in this book.
Me too.
She's just so wishy-washy. Like, make up your fucking mind.
It's fine. But you know what? Who has made up his mind to be just authentically himself is Riddick. They're explaining. They're explaining that the concoction that they drank will mean that they cannot communicate with their dragons, and it's also dulling their signets. And he's just no problem, loud as could be, which is bullshit.
This is horseshit. Actually, though, we agree.
Yes.
We concur.
We do concur.
These, infantry members that they have thrown in with their group, I find really interesting. We have Dyer and Calvin, and like who, and I need to know more.
There's all these new characters just so casually.
Yeah, they're all just so like taken out of context to like, ranks really don't matter. You're just all in this exercise together. Figure it out. But also, here's a scribe to record everything that you're doing. And don't die.
They say ranks don't matter, but they took the top 4 from each squad, or not each squad, but from 4th wing and 2nd wing. So that makes up our 8. And then they took the top of the infantry riders and we're like, oh yeah, we're going to win. We won't get beat. Well, you guys can't fucking stop arguing.
You can't even read a map, so
literally, we've got Calvin. Otherwise known as Cadet Asshole. I like
Yes,
that, Rebecca. Also
I
put
had
that in
that in
there.
there. I know. I'm
Yep.
like, it fits with our theme of nicknames that we've given all these characters.
Yeah. So we have Calvin and Reed. They're fucking arguing. Everyone else is just like, oh my God, we're just walking. But it's so funny that one of the other cadets is like, who is Ados?
Oh God. Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny. They're like, just talking about like how he's an asshole, and it just made me laugh. Like, yep, well, he's not really oh yeah, like how Dane's reputation carries through the wings, and like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? We just don't give a shit about him. Fuck you, Dane. TMFD.
I like how Riddick also throws in that their squad leader is the infantry equivalent of Ados. Like, don't like him either.
I like Calvin. Cadet asshole.
Cadet asshole. Like, okay, we know you're a rule follower and you are a suck up, but you can't fucking read the map, and now we're all fucking stuck out here, so figure it out. Like, you want to act all big and tough, but literally we were walking in
Mhm.
circles at this point. Haven't accomplished anything.
So then, you know, Aoife's like, well, what happens if we see a dragon? And, you know, so valid for them because they don't deal with dragons ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, first we choose a sacrifice. And then Cohen jumps in. Oh, you just be prepared to be digested. No big deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
So rude.
Like, we could give you tips in this moment while we're walking, but no, we're just going to continue to argue.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out when we find a dragon. That seems logical because they did say there's several out here, but yeah, we'll just figure it out.
Well, it's funny that you know, Bria, she asked to see Calvin's or Rhiannon's map, you know. She wants to see
Mm-hmm.
one of the maps and she says, "Can I see your map?" And Calvin says, "Don't you have one of your own?" Like, really?
You already know
This
they
is why
look
we can't
different.
fucking figure it out because like we can't fucking figure out that we later learned there's two fucking different maps. It's so
Totally
irritating.
different, not even remotely the same, completely fucking different. But because you have two parties that refuse to just come together and work together, you're sitting here and,
Hmm.
oh yeah, we have to walk down to this river. We need to go north here. We need to go south here.
Hmm.
Like, the
And it's funny because
frustration.
you say it's two different parties, but everyone else is getting along just fine. Like they're kind of being snappy with each other, but it's just their leaders. It is Calvin
Yes,
and Rhiannon, and then Riddick kind of, you know, backs Rhiannon up. But
obviously.
everyone else is like, okay, we're just here. We're here for a good time. No big deal.
I mean, Riddick is definitely pushing the buttons. He just
Oh,
wants to piss
100%.
Calvin off, and it's the
And that's
honestly the
Riddick.
best. And Rhiannon's even
Yeah.
like, okay, like chill. Could you just lay
Can
off
you
a little
not?
bit? Can you not? But also, yes, Riddick, thank you, because this guy is a
He's like,
fucking
it's so
asshole.
much fun.
I know. It's so easy to do. We know, but chill. And
But
then,
it's so funny because Riddick's like, fine, I'll let him maintain his delusion of grandeur. He's like, oh, so you listen to her? He's like, yeah, she's my motherfucking squad leader, not you, you ass. Like, come on, get it together.
and we're, going back and forth, having petty little fucking arguments because, oh, well, she's in charge. Oh, he's
Hmm.
in charge. To turn around and find a fucking dragon. Not just any fucking dragon. Bade.
Mm.
Jack fucking Barlow's dragon. Why? Why are you still alive? You should die too. The worst
And you
dragon,
know,
of course, to appear. Of course.
Bade remembers.
Oh, Bade remembers. Bade remembers. Mm-hmm.
Bade is livid about this and is not too thrilled to be bumping into people, let alone Violet. And you're like, oh shit.
Look at the ground. Look at the ground. Look at the ground.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
God, and
She
this part makes me
puts
so
her hood
sad,
up,
though.
puts her eyes down, is like, you didn't see anything. It's
Fetal
not me.
position.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's Jess.
It's... Oh my gosh. This part does make me sad, though, because, of course the writers know you don't run. You put your head down. If you can back away slowly or just let the dragons do their thing and go. But of course the infantry doesn't really think that way. And so little Miss Gwen has to try and take off. What are you going to do? Outrun a fucking dragon? Even if they didn't have fire. 2 steps and you're already swooped up.
I don't know.
Whatever. But Tomas, he runs after her to save her and tries to get her down. And that results in him losing his life because he saved her. Noble fucking writer right there.
The sacrifice. Oh. That's not a good one. A sacrifice. Shit. So they were talking about it. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. Yeah, he was. He tried. He really tried. And then, oh yeah, Dyer, I guess, is a healer. But we have Dyer, who has no fucking clue either. And Violet is just like, you get
down
over here. What are you doing?
Come on.
Literally, duck behind me because I'm tiny and fierce and I will protect you. Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. Literally, Violet over and over to herself while Bade is just being crazy and creepy and looking at her is like, that's right. You might hate me, but I belong to Tarn. And Bade's like, well, shit. I do anything to her. Tarn's gonna kill me. There's no winning here. Justice does not need to be served today. Bade justice.
Bade justice.
Dwight's rights.
I don't, yeah. I mean, we all belong to Tarn. Let's be real.
Truth.
Just Truth. Tomas. Just why? The pain.
He tried doing the right thing.
I know, but the pain and then Ree.
Say it. What does Ree tell them?
No, because it hurts. This just hurts because she's in pain. She's screaming, and she says, "And that is why you don't fucking run." Ouch. Ouch. But honestly, don't do it. Don't be stupid. Play stupid games, Literally. Win stupid prizes.
We told you.
We told you.
And that's chapter 14. Well, moving right on along, what is our chapter 15 summary?
Chapter 15. Although the squad failed the task at hand, womp womp, they are finally picked up from the forest by their dragons. With some infantry thankful to have survived and others annoyed by the tasks, they are all thankful to be leaving in one piece. But Violet isn't as thrilled, having missed out on time with Xaden.
I'd be pissed too.
I mean, not even just pissed, but sad, heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
They already have too much tension, not good sexual tension going on in their relationship. They need that time. You only get
another week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They get 24 hours together, and now they get nothing for the next 7 days. No. Mm-mm.
Well, our excerpt says, there's a course second year that I can't tell you about other than to say it's hell. My only advice, don't piss off anyone else's dragon. Page 96, the Book of Brennan. Okay, Violet, you've had this book for over a year. You've read this, and then all of a sudden you're like, what? A surprise class now that I'm a second year?
What does that mean? It couldn't possibly be some weird interrogation class, could it? But also, don't piss off anyone else's dragon. You weren't listening? You didn't read that portion? I guess that would have been after she had the book. No, she had the book.
No.
Yeah, she had the book.
By the time she had the book. Jack.
Yeah. You had the book, and you, again, I guess, same as when we read, you're, reading it, and you're like, irrelevant? Until it's relevant?
I guess so. Man, I want that book.
I know.
I want to know what Brennan
Fuck
said.
Onyx Storm. We need Book of Brennan.
But also give me Onyx Storm.
We need Onyx Storm so bad. Oh, yeah. I would be so fucking thankful to be out of that forest.
And we're still in the fucking forest. Like,
Yeah.
we've had to stay overnight. We have missed our visit with Zayden. We've got 2 fucking maps now. We don't know where we are.
We're so dumb.
It's okay. At least infantry, they know what they're doing in this aspect. They've caught a bunch of rabbit for dinner. We're taking turns taking watch. And Ribbit's like, Ribbit?
Oh, God. Ribbit? I could see it.
For later.
I could see it. Actually, Riddick is Ribbit. He's a frog.
Love it.
He has so much energy. He just bounces around and croaks at people.
All his jokes.
Okay. Oh my God.
Riddick. He's like, begrudgingly, right? Begrudgingly is such a key word here. They're way better at that than we are. Well, yeah, because you've spent your time learning how to fight. You spent your time riding dragons. So many other things. Yeah, they're fighting on the ground. They're learning survival skills. It's just very different. And that's okay that you're better at something and they're better at other things.
The fact that they have like resources in their packs to use says how differently their education has been so far. Like, you're learning how to you're learning how to stay on a fucking dragon and not fall off in the middle of the air, and they're literally hiking the grounds, figuring out how to use survival tactics to, 1, just like live and not die, not starve to death, and 2, like hand-to-hand combat. You gotta figure this out. Navigation, though, I mean, truly, like, when I picture this entire thing, I do think of the Hunger Games. Because you're just out in the woods. Navigation, in my head, I'm like, oh, I totally know my directions. This would be so incredibly hard. If you're in the middle, and trees look the same. I would start, like, slashing them with daggers. Like, been by that one.
Dude, literally, like, especially in Arizona, I don't know where the fuck I am all the time. Colorado, at least, like, okay, the mountains are west. Great, got that. But, like, if you're in the middle of a forest in the mountains, you're like, well, everywhere around me is west.
If I go to the top of this hill, then I could maybe find a river. But when you're looking at 2 different maps, how do you even know which one is the correct one to be looking at? The whole thing, I mean, it was set up for failure.
100%. And truly, the best thing I would ever have is figuring out which direction the sun is, like, rising and setting. That's the only way I'm going to know my directions at this point, because...
East-west.
Yeah. Everywhere else, I'm like, whoop, we fucked. Sorry.
Time of day, though, noon. It's about lunchtime. That's all I got.
I'm hungry.
It's definitely lunch.
I ate 2 minutes ago, but I'm hungry.
Always.
It is a little crazy, though, because, you know, Violet's going on watch, and Ree's coming over, and they're like, well, you know, we just need to, like, learn the dangers that are out there, and it's not like we're facing other dragons beyond enemy lines. And Violet, being tired and irritated, she's like, you'd be surprised. And they're like, wait, what? Come again?
What?
What'd you say now? Okay, Violet, just letting the truth slip there a little bit. Slip and slide.
You do know what's out there?
Yeah, griffins.
All of them. Totally. Yeah, that totally made sense, Callie. You crackhead.
You crackhead. We're both crackheads today. It's fine. Okay, but you know what? Who's a fucking crackhead is Violet, still trying to lie to her friends. And Ree's like, dude,
Violet,
something is going on with you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm
It's
fine.
me? I'm not the problem, Ree.
I'm not the problem. You're the problem, Ree. You've been busy with your squad duties. You're busy. You don't know what's
You
going
just don't
on.
understand.
You totally don't know what's happening in my life. Calling her out,
I
and I love her for it because only a
yeah.
true friend will call you on your bullshit. And she's like, Violet, what the fuck you been doing? What you been doing?
Mm-hmm.
You've been
And literally, she
sketchy.
has
You've
her
been bailing.
spiel.
Yes.
Yeah. She's got her spiel, but then she says, I'll be here when you're ready because your friendship is precious to me, but please, for the sake of that friendship, don't insult me by lying. Little do you know, everything is a lie. Your whole life
Everything.
in this college is a lie.
And it's not just Violet that's lied to, it's everyone around you. So you can't be mad at her when you find out the
Mm-hmm.
truth. KK.
Okay. And then, we have to just stay overnight, and we are not happy about it.
Fuck no. But at least we're not having
I mean,
nightmares because we're just not sleeping. It's fine.
and at least they came to get them the next morning, not just like
Immediately.
figure it out.
Also, though, shout out to all the dragons like swooping in because that horse and buggy would suck taken out of there. I do not want to
Especially if
ride
it's
with
gonna be on the
you,
forest
you
floor.
idiots. Yeah, you
The tension
failed.
that's already created, like,
Yeah.
could you imagine the arguing in that buggy? They're like, "You motherfucker." What else we have big feelings about is Sawyer coming in saying, "Does it bother anyone else that they just took away our bond, our signets, and then handed them back like it wasn't violating?" That's so terrifying.
Yeah. And then going back to, we can see other people's, like, memories and things of that nature. Like they took away your bond so easily with a drink.
Hmm.
Be on your guard. Like, why would
Tarn tells
you?
her,
Yep.
yeah, he tells her it's a new development this year. One I do not care for. I could hear you, sense you, but could not reply. And Ree's like, this is different. I know you don't believe me, but I'm telling you that things are weird this year. Guarded infirmary doors, developing elixirs to muffle our bonds. We were nearly assassinated at assessment. Or you were nearly assassinated at assessment. Like, shit's weird. Ree is noticing. It's not like they're just oblivious, but she just doesn't know. And I feel so bad.
Well, and Violet, her selective fucking truths. Well, Pancheck thinks that someone was looking for revenge on my mother.
Oopsie.
Okay, thanks for like maybe telling the truth, but like Rhiannon is not stupid here, and she knows what's happening. And also the fear, maybe not fear, because Tarn is a badass dragon. Probably doesn't fear a whole lot, but like being able to sense but not communicate
Mm-hmm.
would be 10 times worse than just like completely ghost like she was.
And her instincts are now screaming at her like, well, I miss Zayden this week. At least you got a little bit of Sigale, but I miss Zayden. And my instincts are screaming that we're not going to see them next week. Like, this is going to be a pattern now that
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly going to miss our time.
Yep.
And she's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
it.
chapter 15. We blinked and it's over.
We blinked and it's over. And that was literally it. I mean, it is. It's a short little baby chapter, which leads us right into 16.
Give it to me.
Chapter 16. Back at Basquiat, Violet is back to her secret research, and this time she isn't the only one who has some unanswered questions. Things really start to become interesting as Jasenia also raises questions about missing text from the archives. What could be the reason for missing folklore? Or, better question, who is the reason? Later, we are back in the gym where Sloane is taking on another opponent yet again. Violet and Imogen watch on and pray to Malik she can win. Lucky for Sloane, Violet has a plan for this match and Sloane's future. If Sloane agrees to the conditions, that is. As we close out the chapter, Violet is preparing to fly to Samara to see Xaden. She has been exchanging different texts with Jacinia and uncovering some interesting facts, but now a new surprise awaits her. Dun, dun, dun.
Our excerpt goes right into, my dad hoped I'd go into the infantry like he did. He thought writers were pompous pricks, and in his defense, we really are. Recovered correspondence of Lieutenant Xaden Ryerson to Cadet Violet Sorengale. Like, oh, that's actually
Rock on.
super interesting to know that your dad, Fen Ryerson, was not a writer. He was an infantry cadet.
He was. And we love that. But also, Xaden, you are the most pompous prick. But we love you anyway.
Yes. Yes, and Riddick.
Yeah.
In a humorous way.
Mm-hmm.
But I do really like this chapter because we get so much Jacinia, and it makes me so happy.
Yes, we do. We get all Jacinia and kind of just get to see more of like her backstory and like, you know, what bond that her and Violet share. And I love Jacinia. I think she's great.
Well, she
And
says something that kind of piques my interest. It's
right away.
you know, Aoife is there with them, and Aoife was the scribe that was recording everything that happened during the RSC training. And Aoife goes off to do her thing really quick, and Jacinia, after Violet read it and told her it was accurate, she goes, oh, like, I'm really glad it's accurate. The tricky thing is to capture the truth and not just an interpretation. Stories can change depending on who tells them. Well, yeah.
Bombshell.
It's like, it's so true, though. Like, the stories can change depending on, and you're like, okay, well, the stories that we're being told are being changed.
Yeah.
So, like, how deep does this go? And Jacinia is, starting to question it too.
I thought the next little bit was interesting because Violet, sweet Violet, and like all the love that she has for Jacinia, she has a thought. How does someone like Jacinia graduate to become whatever Markham has evolved into? I know. Like, how did we get here? But like, then going into the whole conversation of what did Jasek request? And then to top that, did you record my requests? And then learning, no, because Jacinia is a friend to her and knows there was obviously more to her request. And so she didn't record it like a true friend. She's like, I knew you were up to something. I didn't know what yet, but like, I knew you were up to something. So I didn't record it just out of, pure friendship. But knowing that like, he died for looking at a book in the archives, which is available to them. So like, make it make sense.
He died because he wanted the
Truth.
account on a border attack that they're saying did not happen, but he knows happened because his family died. How fucked is that? You died trying to get the truth about your family, and now you're with your family because you did.
I mean, that's a little like wholesome in a really morbid way.
It is.
But at least he's with his family. But literally, it pisses me off because no, he's just trying to find the truth. And here we are just denying the truth from everyone, as always. And he died. Sweet Jacinia. Sweet soul. I just feel bad for her.
So responsible for it.
Yeah.
It's so sad because she was just doing what she's taught to do. And if she would not have left the scribe quadrant right then to go talk to Violet that morning, she would have never known.
Well, and going back to, her Violet's request for these different books, part of the reason she didn't even record it was because she said, I was embarrassed. I couldn't even find it. I thought maybe this was something that, I shouldn't have clearance to or doesn't exist or it does because I believe you. You said it does, but why can't I find it? And then going further is to try and find it for her. Like that could have ended really badly for Jacinia too. Yep. Thank God that didn't happen because we love Jacinia.
Well, and she calls Violet on her shit. She's like, I know you were making it up. I know you're lying to me. You're a horrible liar. And this is showing me that our archives are incomplete either by ignorance or intention. And she's horrified because she's starting to catch on. She knows that more is happening now. So what does she do? A true friend. She's like, okay, look, like I'm going to help you. We're going to do this on Saturdays. I'm going to get you these texts, whatever I can do to grow or like help you grow your knowledge, but I need something in return. Which is
Name
fair.
it, bitch. Name it.
Done.
And then literally just to like, fuck, what is it?
I know, right? We don't even find out till like a couple pages later.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay, fine. It's fine. And then we're
Page
back.
break, hip
Page
stop
break.
to hip. Why can I
Hip
not
stop?
say hip stop? A skip and a hop on over to challenges. Okay, Sloane, don't die.
You're an idiot because you're terrible at fighting, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we have, the truth of different trainings, if you will, when they were, in Tyrrendor, and how, Zayden and Liam had this kind of training and Sloane didn't have that same kind of training. And like, okay, now we see it and you are doing terrible. But there's like so much that goes into it just because of the council and, all these different things of what their family's roles were and everything.
Yeah.
I just think that whole little bit was interesting. But yeah, Sloane's a fucking moron and she needs to learn to fight.
Well, also, Riddick casually saw Nolan.
Oh God.
And we still don't know what's going on with Nolan. They still think that, he's healing, he's mending people that Varys is torturing, that are Griffin flyers and
prisoners.
you're just like, yeah, prisoners, exactly. And they're saying that Nolan looks haggard and like he needs a break. Jeez, the guy needs a month off. And we're like,
give Merle a break.
But you know what? What Riddick does that cracks me up is Sloane is fighting and Arik is fighting, right? Like they have these matches going on. And Riddick and Sawyer are like, that's a fucking 9. Yep, that's a 9. They're giving scores to every punch throw.
Yep.
And like they're the narrators of the whole match. And I just died. Like we have this serious moment between Violet and Rhiannon going on in the background. We have these like scary challenges. And then they're just like, ah, man, we're going to score you.
9, 7. That's a 12.
Mm-hmm. 12 out of 10.
Yes, it was superior, obviously.
Absolutely. Well, Arik is superior.
Yep.
Clearly, his fight was very easy.
And then we have, Rhea and Violet back here going at it again of all these different conversations. But in this moment, they're going through how Violet knows who Sloane is going to fight. What? I don't know anything. Dasha. It's clearly Dasha.
Just right. She's like, well, I want to tell you, but also like you would feel obligated to report it, so I can't tell you. And Ree's like, oh,
but I
yeah, got
definitely
it.
Can't. But also now watch what I do. Okay, ready? Watch this. Poof.
But the foreshadow right here, it's like if I tell her, would she feel honor bound to report me? She wouldn't, and that's the problem. She'd help me break into the fucking archives if I wanted.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, foreshadow there.
Thank you. We love a good foreshadow moment.
And now I'm back on what you were just saying. Look at me. Poof.
Poof. Dasha falls. Like a fucking tree. And Sloane is like, what do I do now? Because I still don't actually know how to fight.
Gosh. Yeah, we've already laced the pastries. Now we're blowing little sparkly powder. It's our pixie dust in Dasha's face. And she's down. And Sloane's like, oh, okay. Yeah, here's a really, really shitty headlock. Yield. You do it. Yield.
You could do it. Promise. Do it. Do it now. I know. I find, she obviously gets the takedown. Okay, great. She taps out. My favorite
Mhm.
is Imogen is like book 1, Fourth Wing, Rhiannon, biggest cheerleader. Book 2,
Yep.
Imogen has taken over the role. She knows her place now, and she just says, devious, Sorengale. Fucking brilliant, but devious. Yes, so
It's
devious.
so great. She's such a hype woman. And now
She
we've
is.
told Sloane the truth. Like, I took her out for you.
Yep.
You didn't
You
fucking win that. You suck.
you wouldn't have done that without me, honey. Not even close.
Literally not even close. And so you know what? You're gonna go to fucking training because guess what, bitch? I have your brother's letters and you can hate me all you want, but I'm gonna fucking protect you because I promised your brother.
It's the double dagger here of she's like, if Malik commends it, then I'll be with Liam. Bitch, no. Liam
I
would have my
know.
head then. Like, no, no, no. I promised him I would
Yeah.
take care of you, so you will live, even if it's in spite.
You know what? Imogen does say though, she's like, I see it now. Why Zayden fell for you?
Oh, I
You're
know.
fucking clever. Way more clever than I gave you credit for. I bet you keep him constantly annoyed. How glorious.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, Imogen has really just stepped into that other bestie role, and it's so great. Like, Violet loves Rhiannon. That is her bestie through and through.
Yep.
But when she's in this like struggle of not being able to tell her the truth, and Imogen does know the truth, at least she has someone also to fall back on.
Yeah, she's truly a new bestie. We can have more than one bestie. Bestie circle. It's great.
Exactly.
Imogen has totally filled that role. And yeah, like you're saying, there's so much happening that Rhiannon has no idea. So it's good that Imogen is there for her. And like proudly takes that and is like, also I know why Zayden chose you. Like, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of a badass too. He already was badass, we're already full aware, but you are too. And then
And page break.
page break. Again.
The deal has started. Justinia has brought us our first book, and that one didn't help, so she brought us the second book. And all she wanted was Violet's copy of the Fables of the Baron so she could learn what the hell a wyvern is.
In
Oh,
my
Justinia.
mind,
She's
which is
great.
funny because I think of this as like a kid's book. So in my mind, there
I
are
know, right?
pictures. Do you picture like it's a
Exactly.
picture book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why that just like came to me of like when I picture this book, it is a picture book. But this is
Mm-hmm.
like, was
100%.
it? I don't know.
I
Don't
don't think
know.
so. But
We need
in
the
my head
Fables
it
of the
is.
Baron. Maybe like a dictionary sense of like there's like tiny little sketches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that.
For
Not
sure.
like
A little more
full
adult.
fun. It's like watercolor
Colorful.
painted. Yes. Evil wyvern, but it's like really pretty.
Ethereal. It's fun.
Yes.
Ugh, ew, though. It's time to go see Zayden. And guess the fuck what? Major Vomits like, hey, 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 gotta search your little baggie. Bitch.
Do it. You don't scare me.
It's truly, though, like, she still has nothing. He walks her tarn. And again, empty threat. I'll snack if he makes a move.
Yep.
Like, Tarn, quit. You're just pissing me off at this rate.
Yep. Finally kind of calls him out on his bullshit though too, because we need Andarna in order to like get Varish off our back. We don't want to give him Andarna, but maybe if she's out of the dreamless sleep, like she can make an appearance. Whatever.
For sure.
She's safe within the deepest stage of the dreamless sleep. You should be able to see her in a few weeks. That's what you said last week. Keep him in check.
Well,
Keep him
it
in
has.
check.
He only said a few weeks, not next week.
Yeah.
But we get to Samara, and she's like, well, this sucks. Zayden is on a 24-hour duty in the operations center, and I don't have clearance.
Fuck.
Like, really, her instincts told her that she was right. They're keeping them apart.
Mm-hmm. She knew for a fact. Well, and, goes back a couple chapters of him, physically having to fight to even have time with her. And now that opportunity either was taken away, even if he did do that, or was just assigned duty specifically. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Not here for it.
But that's chapter 16.
And we end there.
That concludes this episode.
Sure does. In a nutshell.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here and sticking with us through another deep dive in Iron Flame. Like we said in the beginning, please do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow us on all the socials, maybe go subscribe to our Patreon if you'd be oh so kind. We would greatly appreciate it. Check out our merch. Callie has spent so much time making incredible merch, and we cannot wait to see you guys wear it. But yeah, thank you, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye!